All right, so I just wanted to take a second to show you and walk you through my little station setup for today. So right over here, I have my mixing bowls, I have my mixing tools, I do have my gold leaves that I'll be adding into my mold. I have my distilled water. Right over here, I have my mask, eye protection, hand protection, so my gloves, and this is my new mixer. Doesn't look new, but I promise it is. And it has been amazing so far. Right over here, I have all of my molds just kind of lined up and ready to go. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. The first thing that we're going to be working on is adding the gold leaf into the molds. And the way that I do this is I simply flip the molds inside out. Open up this little bag. Kind of toss them out. Now they tend to stick quite easily. The static, I guess it has static in them. That's the best way I could describe it. So it's kind of fun to work with. What I like to do is just kind of spread them around. You also want to stick to this upper layer, or the upper part of the mold, well, I guess the bottom part of the mold, just because it just kind of shows more when it's done. So I just kind of grab a few and just allow it to tear on its own, just making it nice, unique, and it's always going to be different, which is what I love most about this project. So we're going to repeat the same process with the rest of the molds. Now I just kind of like to take a quick look at it. If you notice, I'm wearing these. I just feel like it's easier. It won't stick to my fingers when I touch them, when I touch the gold leaf. So I find that this works perfect, these little finger gloves. It's not a big deal if it gets on this end. It's just going to have a nice little gold leaf addition in the interior of your mold. So once you are satisfied with the look, just kind of move on to the next one. Kind of give it a nice little round. Flip them right over. All right, so now that we have completed all of our concrete molds and added the gold leaf, we're gonna move on to making the concrete, mixing the concrete so that we can add it to our molds. So as I showed you before, I have my cement all here. I have this little handy scooper. Just kind of putting it into the bowl. I have my water nearby. I have my mixing tools nearby, and I already have my safety gear on. And so the water to ratio for cement is supposed to be 4:1. However, I no longer measure it to the T. I just kind of eyeball the amount of water that I want or that I feel comfortable with. Sometimes, depending on the weather, it tends to change. So I'm just gonna add a little there. You see how this concrete rices. I'm gonna mix a little bit just to kind of get it started. I don't want to use my mixer quite yet because there's too much powder. Just a little more. Mix in. And keep it going. I'm gonna add a little more. Be a little more generous. If you add too much water, it's not a big deal. You just add more cement just to kind of get that consistency that you feel comfortable with. So the consistency that we're looking for here is that of pancake batter. I'm not a cook myself, but I've seen my husband throw it down in the kitchen. All right, and so once you get the consistency that you want for your mold, then you're gonna go ahead and pour.